Hello, students. Hope you are doing well. So here we have a passage of somehow 500 or 400 to 500 words. A small text is given, and on the basis of the text, we find out a set of questions. And as per the directions for question, so we need to find out the best answer to each question on the basis of the given text, isn't it? So let's go for the text, and I hope that you must have read this text to gain means some key ideas out of this, and also following with lots of several strategies that would help you to derive the question's answer. Well, yet I would like to give small details about this text. So, what does this text discuss? The text discusses the uncertain origin of the Chinese people. So, if you talk about that, in spite of much research and conjecture, the origin of the Chinese people remains undetermined, isn't it? So the text discusses the uncertainty or uncertain origin of the Chinese people, and stated about rejecting certain theories, and you can talk about proposing two main hypotheses. The first one is called as the first picture we have of their actual history shows us not a people behaving as if long settled in a land. And then after, if you look into that, the research of sinologists seem to indicate an origin, one in early Acadia, or two is called as in Khotan, the Tarim Valley, right? Or the Kunlun Mountains, isn't it? So the author suggests a gradual immigration into China, possibly through different routes. Okay, so and pointing out about or challenging the commonly held belief of a north to south migration. The text also disputes what? The text also disputes the theory of a Chinese origin in the Indo-Chinese peninsula, presenting alternative explanation for linguistic and ideographic features, isn't it? So that's what the whole text uh, summary you could say. If you talk about the main idea of the text, so what the main idea you would find out. Now, the main idea is nothing but talking about Chinese people, how they remain unknown despite research and with evidence suggesting immigration from elsewhere. We also find out two main hypotheses. What are the two main hypotheses? The first one, you can say that Acadia, or in regions like which is pointed here, Acadia, or in regions like Khotan, the Tarim Valley, or the Kunlun Mountains. The author suggests a mm, a gradual immigration into China, mm, challenging immigration immigration into China, challenging the common belief of a north to south migration. The text disputes the theory of a Chinese origin in the Indochina Chinese peninsula, offering alternative explanations for linguistic and ideographic feature. Right. If I talk about the tone of the text, so what is the tone of the text? The tone is called as analytical, and you can say that scholarly, reflecting a cautious approach. Mm, so, to the uncertain nature of the Chinese origin, the author critically evaluates various theories, pointing out flaws, mistakes, and proposing alternative perspective. Isn't it? Beside that, also we find out the style of the passage. The writing style is nothing but academic and Argumentative. Uh, Beside that, it presents and refutes theories with a focus on historical and linguistic evidence. The author employs a logical structure to discuss different hypotheses, and their weaknesses. So, if you talk about the argument, the main argument of the text revolves around the uncertainty of the Chinese people's origin with a critical examination of existing theories. The author challenges the prevailing belief, the kind of flowing with a kind of a belief in a north to south migration, and disputes the Indo-Chinese peninsula origin theory, providing alternative explanation for, you can say that, linguistic and ideographic features. The emphasis is on the need for caution in drawing conclusion about the Chinese origin due to the complexities of historical and, you can say that, migratory patterns. Migratory patterns. So these are called as arguments and main ideas summary. So which are clearly highlighting the text in a broadly manner. Okay. So finally, let's go to the question. What does the question point out? The question talks about what would be a suitable title for the passage. Now, if I talk about the suitable title for the passage, the options which are provided here is known as the history of the Chinese and the sociology of the Chinese, the migration patterns of the early Chinese, and deciphering, which means called as a contextually drawing the meaning of the Chinese migration conundrum. Now, if I go for the first option said the history of the Chinese, and this can be eliminated since history refers to what? History refers to rulers, isn't it? Rulers, kings, kingdoms, none of which have been mentioned in the passage. The passage seeks to find out what? Find the origins, right? Origins of the Chinese people. This corresponds to option two as sociology, right? Means the study of the origin. That's what you would find out. Logi means study, and socio means referring to the society, right? So the study of the origin, development, and functioning of human society. So now, if I look into the other options, whether they can give a better idea of it, option three can be eliminated since it is indicated about migration patterns of the early Chinese. It is not the main issue actually, right? So uh, you could look at the fourth option. It is stated deciphering the Chinese migration conundrum means confusion. So option three and four can be eliminated since migration is not the main issue here, but the origin of Chinese people. So hence we can consider option two would be appropriate because it is indicating the sociology of the Chinese. I hope you understood the text as well as the answer which is pointed here. That's all. Thank you.